News. It is episode 24, which means we started 24 weeks ago. It's pretty cool. Yul isn't here. He's running errands all day, and we are so busy in the best way possible with camps. Preparation for the swim camps are in full swing. So we have the one coming up at the end of June. From June 27th to July 7th, which is in Mallorca. It's a summer taper camp for those who have a big competition in the summer and want to experience the Swimpros taper, which has proven to work really, really well for Easter when they did that in Portugal. So that's the one that's coming up very soon. There's still a few spots. It looks like it's going to be a smaller camp because we basically just started with the idea like 3 weeks ago. And so it's not going to be a full summer camp. It's going to be quite small and intimate, which is kind of cool in its own way, right? It's different than if you have like 50 people all together. So if you're interested in that, get in touch as soon as possible. Still a few spots. And we're ordering goodies, a lot of them. Like, I can't say what they are. So we have to just kind of deal with all the logistics. I'll give you an idea. So on the summer camp, so we have two, right? We have the August 4 to 14, and then we have the 17 to 27. And after each training, we give them a recovery shake because when you're going on training camp, well, we're going to train pretty hard. I guess like summer is not as hard as New Year's because it's, for most people, it's off season. So we have to be taking that into account. People are going to come in at different fitness levels and all that. That doesn't mean that they're not going to PB after 10 days, right? They did last year. So, but when we're training hard, training very focused, we need to make sure that we recover really hard, which obviously includes sleep. It includes things like mobility and stretching. And then Tenerife has, if you've been, it has all these recovery facilities that are really beautiful. Ice baths are really popular in the summer. Right? They all go in there and see how long they can hang out and stuff. And then it flushes their muscles with fresh blood and they feel really recovered the next day. I always said at the University of Virginia, what we did in the hotels, we had a couple of rooms where we got ice from the gas station and we put a lot of ice in it and filled it up with water. It was super cold, and then one guy after the other just went in, and we did that across like different rooms, and the next morning we felt like we had a fresh pair of legs. It was amazing. It's so good, right? So we can do that every day there because they have everything, but we want to give them recovery shakes because sometimes in the morning we go and train. So we have a little bit of a breakfast. Then we go and we do the mobility workout with Rebecca to get ready, right? Get the spine ready, get the shoulders ready, get the ankles ready and all that. And then we're training for 2 hours, long course. And after that, there's a bit of a break. And then we'll have the confidence building sessions, the mental sessions. And only after that is lunch because it's Spanish time. So it's a bit later in the day. And so we need to make sure that they get a recovery shake right after the swim workout to bridge the time until we're actually having lunch, which is about another hour or so. And so, they bring like bananas and stuff from breakfast, but also we want to give them that 3-to-1 ratio of carbs to protein. And we did the calculation. And for all the kids and all the trainings that we have, basically, we're going to have to figure out a way to ship about 300 kilos of protein and maltodextrin, which is just the carbs, right? But exactly the kind of carbs that they need. We need to figure out how to ship 300 kilos to Tenerife. And the brand that we have been using, we have a bit of a collaboration. They refuse to send it to Spain because they're a Swiss brand. And so far we've always had extra bags and stuff. But if an extra bag is 25 kilos, I mean, you can do the math, right? It's not going to work out. Excuse me. So there's some challenges around that mostly Yul is trying to solve, running a lot of errands, but we're super excited. We talked to Peter Mankoch, we talked to Milo Racovic, we talked to Tino and Benjamin and Rebecca and Zach and Mia. So we had these coaches meetings where, I just think we learned so much. I mean, the last camps, if the testimonials from you guys, if that, let that speak, they were amazing. And it's the best camp ever, but I think we can do better. I really believe like these camps that are coming up, they are going to be on another level because we're learning. We have expanded the coaching staff. We have, I mean, you guys will see, right? And now it's coming closer really fast. So camp preparations in full swing. On the other hand, what I'm doing is I'm pushing hard on Skool, right? Trying to bring you the best, the simplest, and the most effective tools that will help you as a family grow. And so there's resources that I'm creating for the swimmers. And honestly, most of that is done inside the academy, which is our premium, our higher ticket thing where we work with them one-on-one in groups. A lot of them come to camp and stuff, right? So it's kind of like the inner circle. And then also, and that's the other thing I'm starting to push a lot more now, is creating resources for the parents. Because the philosophy, it's just very logical that ideally we say, okay, the most important person in what we're doing here is the swimmer. Okay? And then you have the swim coach, you have the parents, you have other supporters and teammates and stuff, and then you have people like David, myself, right, and you on the outside. And so if everyone kind of operates out of a silo and it's not coordinated, the effort that the kid is putting in, it is probably going to work, but it's not going to work as effectively as it could. And at Swimpros, we've always said that our mission is to, what is our mission to in this context? I mean, I know what the mission is as far as Yul and I are concerned, but it's to align the efforts and make things more effective for the swimmer. So like optimize the support system that we have in place. And it just, from that, it concludes that we all need to be on the same page. So in a way, it's the swimmer who's here right now, and he or she will tell us, okay, this is where I want to go. And then in that moment, we adults, right, we need to align and we need to pull on the same string in the same direction, right? Not just the same string, because you could pull left and right. It has to be in the same direction. And by doing that, we can literally exponentially increase the input that the kid can put into his or her swimming career, and then we get massively better outputs. But it has to be aligned. And so that's why I'm pivoting, because I really like it. I have a lot of interest and a big passion for parenting because I'm a parent myself and I'm learning every day, and I absolutely just love it. And so this is a path that I personally want to go in, because I know Yul, even though he speaks to all of you parents, right, for camp and all that, and he loves that, but like his thing is more towards technical expertise and reading the science about, the body and stuff like that. Whereas I'm more on and he's not a dad yet, right? And so you yet, right? Anyway, and I'm pivoting towards you parents, because I really enjoy it. And like, truth be told, from time to time, I just enjoy speaking to adults, right? Because I'm speaking a lot to the kids. I love everything about it. It's awesome to coach them. But I think just for myself, it's also nice to have conversations with adults, because I can learn a lot from you guys. So check this out. I'll show you what the gift is, what I have for you. So this is exclusively for the Skool group. If you're not in the Skool group, check it out. You can just go here. Okay, just put that in there. The link, it's skool.com, Skool with a K, and then /MindGymPro, MindGymPro. And you can join for free. Just give us your email and your WhatsApp, because we want to know that you're a real person. There's no bots and stuff, right? It's awesome. Just come in and check it out. And then what you'll find in here, I pinned it. This is, so I apologize, on mobile it looks a bit weird, but maybe I can like zoom out a bit. Yeah, still not great. Anyway, I'll leave it at this, but you go here and it says it's a new gift. So what I created, and I'm gonna, hold on, let me like pull it up for real. You can see it. It's a little mini course for you guys. So you will land here. You see practice champion, race day stranger, how swim parents can help with confidence today. Okay, not because fundamentally the thing to understand about confidence is that this is something that is not built overnight. It is built every single day by taking or not taking certain actions. Okay, and so there's stuff that you can do starting today, and then you will see results in a few weeks. And that is my guarantee if you use it. Okay, it's a mini course for swim parents. You have the classroom, so there's a little bit of an overview of what's going on. Okay, and then basically you just click lesson complete, or you go here in the menu and you see you have secret one. How you measure is what you breed. Okay, and there's a video lesson in there. You just click it. Okay, I don't know why this is not working right now. Usually when I checked it, it was working, and I hope it will for you. Okay, let me double check that. But there's a video lesson with a summary, and then when you mark that complete, it will go to the next lesson, which also doesn't seem to be working. So I'll check that and right after this live. Okay, here it is. Okay, it's just loading slow. So you have the video lesson here. You get the point. Secret 2 is confidence is the receipt for courage. Yep, sounds interesting, and it is. And secret 3 is praise is your weakest tool. Okay, this is pretty unexpected, but praise is actually not at all the best way to build confidence, and I explain in the video how this works, and then you'll see at the end, well, you guys are already in the Skool platform, so for you, you just enjoy the course and start applying, but for everybody else who's seen this for the first time, if you click here, you will be taken to the Skool group, right? If you're from the outside, it will look something like that. There's a video, there's like some testimonials and stuff, and then for you up here, there will be a button to join the group, and you are welcome to just join us there and hang out, okay? A couple other things we have, and I'll make another video on that, but basically what we have a new plan. So right now for the Academy, we're not taking any new members, so that will only open up when we say so. But we have a very cheap premium subscription. So there's the free where you get access to the community, everything that's inside of the community, which is this one. Share this tab, which is all of this here. You have, for example, you have all the wins that people post. You have special challenges that members want to run. You have these little tips. So I like those. Every other day or so, I record a tip to swim faster that you can use right away. So you have access to those, right? So it's pretty cool. So you got all that for free. And then you also have free access to the 3-day challenges that we run. So they cost you absolutely nothing. They run right inside of Skool. This week, we're actually running one. Today will be day 3. But if you want to catch up, super easy. Because I have all of them, you just go recording day 2, right? You'll see it. Here's a recording of yesterday. And then you have recording day 1, which is the recording of the first day. So that's all available in here. What it is, the challenge is just to show you how you can best support your kid without, this is important, adding any pressure or risking burnout. All right. And then why you might consider upgrading. It's $9 a month. So that's like €8 a month. I don't think we can make it any cheaper. This will go up, but for right now it's this price. And if you lock it in, the cool thing is Skool grandfathers you in at that price, and you keep that price forever. Even if we go to 19 and 29 and 39, if we go up, and we will, okay, as more and more members buy this, we will increase the price because we're going to add more courses and stuff. But for right now, it's $9 a month, $9, and the dollars is really weak. But Skool only allows us, so I want to change this to Swiss francs or euros or even pounds. But at the moment, because Skool is an American company, they only process payments in dollars. It's all automatic. In the background, it's really easy for us because we can then focus on coaching and creating new gifts and assets and tools for you guys. But I think this will change. They have it on the roadmap that will have European currencies very soon. So what you get, this is actually just one live, so I need to change that. It's one live Q&A per month. So I will answer any question that you have if you're stuck. And if there's not enough questions, I will run a themed training. I will just look at, okay, what were the questions that I got most in one-on-one coachings with my high-end clients or parents that came to me with worries or, needed help, whatever. And then I'll create a themed training where you can just sit back. Or if you guys do have questions, then we'll do that. Okay, whatever serves you best. But it's one live call with me and Yule every single month. Then you get access to the nutrition masterclass. I'll show you in a second. You get access to the mobility course from my sister. For those of you who were in camp, you guys know what that is and how powerful it is. The swimmers use it all the time because it gives them such an edge in terms of their health and their speed, right? Because if your spine is more mobile, then the movement will be more fluid and you're going to push more water back. And actually we tested it on camp. It did make them faster, just mobility. Right, it's pretty cool. The drills and workout library, I'll show you in a second. You'll put a lot of love into that because that's definitely his territory. And then you have the new confidence mini course that I was just showing you earlier. Okay, and there we will have more and more and more as we go. We will probably remove some old stuff and update it. So that's all in the premium. We do have a higher end kind of the academy, but right now that is not available because we're kind of full. And when it opens up, we'll let you know inside the Skool group, and always people inside the Skool group will always have dips because we already know them, we know who they are, and so on. Okay, so let me show you the classroom. So basically what you can do is, give me a second here. When I go to pricing, and I said I wanted to change this one, it's only one live. Okay, it's only one live. And then if I go here, now this is how you should see it. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you have in the classroom, so this is a community tab, and then here's a classroom. You see, okay, this is a 3-day challenge that is running right now. It's also pretty cool because we put all the recordings there, so you have everything in one place. And you have the start here module, which has the Michael Phelps breathing technique. It has the interview with one of our coaches and world record holder, Milorad Čavić, that I highly recommend everybody watches. Okay, there's some cool free stuff in there in an organized way. So that's available for everyone. And then you can unlock the masterclass here. You see, upgrade to premium. And if you click, it will just unlock with premium and you can pay the $9. Same thing for the mobility for swimmers, training with Rebecca. Usually, I mean, we sell it for $150, but you'd be stupid to buy it for $150 if you just pay the $9 and get all the premium courses. And then this one is workouts and drills, which is done by Yule. And I'm actually gonna change the layout so I can show you, because there's all these. So he organized it by sculling and then fly, backstroke, breaststroke, freestyle, and then here are the workouts. All right, so these are all things that we use on our camps, on the swim camps. And the reason, or one of the reasons, right, along with the mental upgrades that we give them over the 10 days, because really, like on camp, there's new drills. And also we elevate them mentally to a place, and not just us, it's like the whole team vibe helps creating that. If you're just having so much fun and you're so motivated and it's such a good vibe, right? You mentally get to a place that you've never been before, and all of a sudden they can do things that they've never done before because, well, they see how others do it, and then we're in their corner, and then we're loud and we're motivated, and all of a sudden it creates this, and then they have all these new drills, right? And so that's the library of stuff that we do on camp, so they can watch it after camp. They can do it at home if they go on a Sunday, they want to do some extra. And then there's these beautiful videos basically that show all these drills, right? And you have that for the sculling stuff, you have it for fly, backstroke, breaststroke, and we have the workouts. Okay, not all of them, but like some really good workouts, okay, that Yule writes. You see Bob Bowman, right? Yule didn't write that one himself. It's something that Bob Bowman did. And then obviously you can like adjust the send-off times and so on, but that's that. Okay, it's pretty cool. It's really cool. If you're into swimming, it's really cool. You got the mobility, what I was saying. So you have like an introduction, You have a bit about conscious breathing. You have shoulder health and mobility, very important, right? And we've had huge success stories with people coming with pain, coming to camp with pain, and then Rebecca worked with them, and the pain became less while they were practicing twice a day. Okay, then we have mobility, the spine mobility stuff, very important for underwaters, and then some extra breathing drills. Okay, cool. And I think that's all I wanted to show you guys. Lots of changes coming up. Lots of changes happening in the background. We're working a lot for you guys, and we just want to bring you absolutely like world-class information, world-class tools, fun tools also, right? We started doing these in the academy. We started doing these swimming quizzes where Yul prepares. He found like a pretty cool tool that makes it interactive. People can just join from their phone. And then he prepares 10 questions about stuff that we teach at Swimpros, but also things like, okay, what club did Michael Phelps swim for when he was 20? You know, like just swimming stuff. And then they have to answer as fast as they can, and the winner gets $20 or an Amazon gift card. And, you know, there's lots of ways that we're thinking about how can we make this community just like an absolute no-brainer and make it so much fun. Sometimes we give away free race suits, right? But then we don't just give it away. We actually want to give it as a reward for doing let's say last time we did I think a 40-day visualization challenge. So if you visualize for 40 days straight and you kind of confirm and had like a little journaling every single day in the Skool community, so we saw that you actually did it, you then qualified and you got in a raffle, and I think it ended up being 15 or 19 or 20 people that had every single day for 40 days, right? We started with like 50 or 60 or maybe even more. And then, I mean, that's just always the case. Some people drop off, they forget a day, whatever, right? And then at the end, it was like 19 or so, and they were thrown in a raffle. We turned the wheel, and then it landed on Florida, and he could just pick whatever suit he wanted, and we shipped it to him. And so these are ways to help the swimmers to follow through with the tools that we give them, right? And I think that is where a community is very important to help to keep the momentum going. And we see it all the time, like on camp, they become best friends, and then after that, they like interact with each other on Skool. It's more, we need to figure out, and if you have ideas, please bring them to me. It's like if somebody's never heard of Swimpros before, and that person doesn't know anybody in the Swimpros community, then it might be like a little intimidating. And so I'd like to remove that so people do feel very quickly that this is a safe space, that there's other swimmers and other parents who struggle with the same thing, but that there are solutions and people before them have actually done them and gotten a great result. So then it's possible for them as well, right? There's so many things that can happen. But what we see is a lot of people's like, yay, Skool, I'm coming, because they see a video of me. It's like, oh, David, great content. And then they're on Skool and they're just not used to using Skool. So they never check back in. And that's so sad because, you know, like the tools, I'm not saying we have the solution to all the questions, but for 80 to 90% of the questions that are coming, we actually do have the solution. And sometimes we even have an SOP, standard operating procedure, where, okay, this is your problem, then this is a first step, you do this. And then depending on how that goes, you do this, and then that, and then that. And then you will get, if you just follow the steps, because we don't have to guess, because, you know, with 8 years in coaching, and I spent $200,000 on my own personal development, right? So I'm going to seminars, I pay my coach $2,000 a month. And so, you know, solutions are available, but I think people just haven't taken the time or haven't felt motivated enough to actually dig into it. And maybe that's my bad. And so if you have ideas on how to make it easier, better, more fun, please come to me. I do want to know. I'm a big believer in feedback. And in swimming, you wouldn't get better. Well, you could get better, but you would never fulfill or reach your full potential if you don't have somebody who works with you on your technique. Right? You need some from the outside. So you need feedback, you need coaching. And the mind department is the exact same thing, right? So you can get coaching on it, but I think the mind is just, it all starts there because you'll progress faster technically if you are more focused, mentally present, you will be able to push your body harder in workouts and in races if you're mentally there and present. You will be able to make better choices around sleep, around social media usage, around saying no to stupid shit, right? It's all a function of how mentally aware and powerful you are. And that can be trained. And it's actually really fun to train because all of a sudden it gives you so many options that you can choose from. Instead of things just happening to you, you're actually feeling like you're in the driver's seat and you're creating the swimming career that you want. And again, it's like we can all kind of align and be in the same boat together. It's a big boat, or maybe it's a speed boat. But the swimmers are most important, and we need to do our job, which is to align. And I'll close with this, because I've been talking for quite a bit. The mission at Swimpros is for Yul and I, for us to make this like so real, and for us to have so much passion in bringing you world record holders, people who've studied in America, studied coaching in America, right? We're organizing head coach of University of Virginia for a camp. So like, to bring you all of that, what is our motivation? Our motivation is that I would love in 10, 20 years, if some of these kids that we've worked with, if they would say, remember like 15 years ago when David and Yul came into my life? That's when I took a really good turn, right? I like performance. We like performance. We like PBs. We like Olympic qualification, junior European champs. We like going there too and supporting and all that. Don't get me wrong. But I think there's more to that. And I know that parents, you also don't care so much about the performance. I mean, you do because the kids care. But really you want them to be happy, satisfied, grateful, healthy, right? Confident that they can, reach their goals if they put in the work. And I agree with that. And I have so many people in my life. I mean, not like that many, but a handful of where I can go. I am so grateful that I had the opportunity to work, that I met these people in the first place, because they really changed and impacted my life in a positive way. And I wouldn't be where I am today. And I'd like to be one of those for your kid. And I'd like to earn that trust with the swim parents and with the kids. And honestly, like with the kids, it's a lot easier because they just, especially if we work with them on camp, they're like, right. And so are we. So this is for you parents. And that's why I'm working really, really hard on giving you the best resources, making it as simple, as easy, and as effective as I can. Because when you get wins, then you're going to join us. And then we get the opportunity to work with you guys. And we know it's going to end amazing. Well, I can't 100% guarantee that because nothing in life is guaranteed. But if we, you know what I mean? There's no guarantees when it comes to coaching because I cannot control what people actually do at home. But if we have world-class tools that are tested and proven to work, and we apply these tools in the right way, and if we also get coaching when it doesn't work as expected because the situation is like super complicated or unique, then, and also the last thing is if we have a long enough time horizon. So if we need this to absolutely change our lives in the next 2 weeks, right? I cannot promise that because that would be over-promising and it will be not ethical. And I don't want to do that. I want to just keep it real. But if we have a long enough time horizon, we give ourselves the room to fail to learn from mistakes along the way, right? Failing is only when you don't try or when you give up. But it gives us the opportunity and the room to try different things. If it doesn't work, then we can learn from that and adjust. And there is, with world-class tools, using them and getting support and coaching when there's something super unique and having a long enough time horizon, I really don't see a way how you could not be better off. I just don't see it. And that's very exciting. And so that's what we're working towards. A lot to do. If you have, and as I said, if you have any inputs, bring them to me. And otherwise, hopefully I'll see you next week with Yule present as well, because I'm sure he's gonna have. I was curious to catch up on what he has. He's been traveling, doing clinics and stuff. But see you next week then. Yeah, ciao ciao. Thanks for tuning in.